Can the Ferraris and Mercedes just crash? So they can have a McLaren double podium. I'm talking 37.4 for Ampelexis. What a lap. He's gone almost 20 seconds quick. Oh, and then it's BMG with Bossman Gaming has done a 1:39.8. So this would explain why Presto hasn't decided to do a lap on the wets, because he knew that the session was going to dry up. He had it under control. I think he went out there with his blow dry. What you just said, but it sounded like some good facts, so if you could repeat it, I could tell the stream. Okay. So Sully's time is exactly the same as Dorsey's time yesterday in Q3. Was it 2? Sorry, Q2. That he struggled to get through. But anyway, Freeman goes first fastest. From Wahlberg, then Hampelexis. Wahlberg and Freeman will not get another chance to do a lap. Presto hitting the wall there. Marco's in the pits, so he's out of qualifying. Didn't set a lap in this session. Who's just jumped up then? That was Saxman, who's gone 4th quickest. Presto across the line, 6th quickest. Relic Nook goes 2nd quickest. I tell you what, Presto could be knocked out of qualifying here if he's not careful. I would imagine the track's just getting better and better as well. Mara goes 10th quickest. CG Gibby's gone 5th quickest. What's happened, Dorsey? Anyway, Pricey's gone 2nd quickest. So that leaves Marrow at risk with Beard now coming up to the line. David Storm, I think, just got himself into the top 10. Presto's out of qualifying. Marrow's out of qualifying. Jocko's still on a lap. He can improve here. He could be in to Q3. Saxman's now the driver at risk on those hard tyres. Up to the line. Does it? Anyway, that's qualifying. And his confirmation of qualifying 2's results. Marco is out. Didn't set a lap in. Marrow feels he was blocked on his lap, so couldn't improve on his intermediate time. Presto's out, and Saxman is out. Everyone other than BMG and Gibby will be starting on the medium tyres, so that's quite crucial actually there for CG Gibby. Of course, Alexis won't be able to get another lap in now, so his qualifying is over. Will only start 8th or lower now. But we're waiting for some of the other times to come in. Checkered flag is out. So these laps need to count now for these drivers. CG Gibby is on a lap. Ignore the game telling us it's on an out lap. Relic Nook's back into the pit, so he is also finished and done in this qualifying session. Wahlberg goes 6th quickest, moves up a position there. But Freeman, can he go any quicker here up to the line? Will it be quicker for Freeman? It will. 4/10 quicker into the 34.7s. And I'm honestly going to say, I think that's pole. Gibby's giving up on his lap. Anyone else going quicker? BMG in the Red Bull coming up to the line now. He's 2/10 up, but that's not going to be enough to challenge. Freeman runs a little bit wide in the final corner, 4/10 quicker, but doesn't improve. Pricey! No, goes 2nd. But no one could get anywhere near Racer Freeman. That is absolutely rapid, that lap. Anyway, that's confirmation of the results. Freeman, 5/10 quicker than anyone else in the session. Exceptional there. But Price Tag will join him on the front row of the grid. Pricey, maybe expect to see him come back in the race. Very good driver in race conditions. So potentially could see him there. CG Gibby goes well in races as well, but obviously don't want to put any bad luck charm on them too. Relic Nook will start 4th. BMG, the new debutant, will start 5th. Beard will start 6th. Wahlberg 7th. Jocko 8th. Hampelexis 9th. And David Storm did do a lap on the soft tyres in the end, but it was only good enough for 10th place. Anyway, drivers, we're looking. The Williams in the background has finally lined up on the grid. Let's see if we can actually find a good camera angle. There's one. So we have 4 or 5 lights here in Singapore, and we're away. Relic Nook's got an exceptional start there. Price has got away quite slowly. I think that was Wahlberg also having a good start. We got a Red Bull. We got 4 wide into turn 1. Oh, and there's contact between the Red Bull and the McLaren. Jocko has apparently been smashed at the back, and it's crazy. Dorsey said in my ear. Anyway, back to Presto Evans and Marco. I think Marco has hit the back of someone there. Has he hit the back of Presto there? No, Marco's lagging awfully. Let's see if that fixes. Because if it doesn't, that'll cause some problems for them. Oh, and that's a car off. That's Marco out anyway. So, I mean, that's fixed the issue of the lag. Marco's out and in the wall. But back to the top, it is Racer Freeman who leads from CG Gibby. Gibby got the perfect start there. He's into second place, but he needs to watch now that Freeman doesn't get too far ahead in this race. Relic Nut's in third. Beard is in fourth. Pricey had a terrible... Oh, Beard's at the back of Relic Nut there, and he's damaged his front wing. Can Pricey now get past? He'll want to get past. But Pricey had a torrid start, started second on the grid, and has dropped back to fifth place in this race. I think his car is fine though. He's got no damage. So a little bit of contact between him and BMG in turn 3. But looking at it visually, it looks to be fine. But anything else, any drama going elsewhere? Freeman's got a 2.2 second lead already in this race. So those medium tyres looking very, very good. Some battling a little bit further down here with Wahlberg, BMG, Saxman. Presto's right on the back of Saxman. Let's ride on board with him here. The rain is really coming down, but here comes Presto Evans anyway. Doesn't have DRS yet. It's only lap 2. Up the inside, there's yellow flags in sector 3. Saxman trying to hold it in there. Ends up having to concede the position in the end. Now David Storm's trying to get involved. There's yellow flags in sector 1 as well. What is going on? I don't know whether you can spot that for me, Dorsey. But so anyway, Presto up to 7th. Good start from him. Let's change that to positions gained. Presto's up 5 positions. Biggest gainer out of all of that. Beard, who's in the pits, has dropped 6 positions. Jocko has dropped 5 already in this race. We're going back to Relic Nook and CG Gibby though, because them two are very close here. But Gibby's just got a bit of traction out of that corner and manages to pull away. So I'm going to go back to... As you know, it's up to 3. It's up to 3 seconds. Oh, did it? Oh yes, it's fluctuating quite a bit at the top there between Freeman and Gibby, but looks to have stabilised now. I wonder maybe there was any lag involved. If the driver desyncs out, they could lose a little bit of time. Saxman going deep there to the right-hander. Will this give David Stormer an opportunity? Nope, thinks about it. Has a little look, but isn't close enough to make a move. It is very, very tricky to overtake at this circuit. You have to be very, very committed to make a move. But the man that is on the move here, Presto Evans, is flying at the moment. Can he pass another driver here? He's already done 1 down the pit straight. Can he do another here? Freeman sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:41.8. But it really is raining here. Presto once more whacks it up into overtake. Here he comes in the slipstream. No DRS yet. DRS will be activated on this lap now, and he'll cut first corner massively to give BMG the room there. Didn't want to make any contact, and he's up into 6th place. So Presto now gains 6 positions in this race. He's got Wahlberg ahead of him now to hunt down, but Pricey is looking to try and overtake Relic Nook here, but Relic Nook is trying to overtake Pricey's teammate of CG Gibby. Three-way scrap here for 2nd place as Freeman is driving off into the distance. Sliding through that Relic Nook. Driver's starting to struggle now with the tyres and the grip that they've got in these somewhat damp conditions, you would say now. Three-way scrap going on here, and then you've got Presto Evans just behind that, actually all over the back of Wahlberg as well, so he'll be looking to make a 3rd overtake down into turn 1. He's made any more that we've missed as well. Obviously he's gained quite a few positions before we actually saw that move he did on BMG and on Saxman, I believe it was as well, wasn't it? But Relic a little bit sideways there, and has DRS, and actually Wahlberg's in the pits, so Presto is up into 5th place. Pricey's trying to gain on Relic Nook here. And he's in a McLaren sandwich. One McLaren on the hards, one McLaren on the mediums. But Gibby's just being a buffer here, really. Doing what he needs to, though. Has track position, but here comes Relic Nook now. With DRS, will Gibby defend? Will Relic Nook go down the inside? Thinks about it, late one. Somehow manages to get it slowed down. Gibby has to run wide, though, to make sure there's no contact. Now Relic Nook trying to go around the outside, which will turn for the inside for the next corner. But Gibby will try and leave it in there. No, Relic Nook is through and up into second place. I think it was only a matter of time, really, with the tyre difference there. But Gibby, now he's got his teammate on the back of him, and he's going to be on the radio saying, "Can I get through here? I'm on the quicker tyres." But of course, any team orders between the two, and Gibby's got to be careful because there you go, team orders, and he has got to be careful because here comes Presto Evans. Presto Evans is now through and up into fourth place. So Gibby, with letting his teammate through there, has ended up letting Presto through as well. But Presto's looking very racy here. Maybe these guys need to start working together if they want to catch Freeman, who is out in front and flying. He's nearly got a 6-second gap to Relic Nook. Switch back onto the tyres. Wahlberg's on the inters. Wahlberg has put the inters on. He's gone very early on in this race. But our closest battles at the minute are second, third, fourth, fifth. That's BMG in the background, sliding. Pricey did try to defend that, but then just kind of gave up in the end. I think he knew that he was beaten down into turn one, so Presto had another overtake there, and he's up into third place. But he is flying at the minute, Presto Evans. It's a shame. I mean, he's given us the entertainment. I was going to say it's a shame he qualified so far down, but he's given us the entertainment so far with the overtakes. But it would have been nice maybe to see him battling with Racer Freeman out in front. Instead, we're seeing him fight against some very formidable foes here for second, third and fifth. And the question is, Price is going to be, will he just follow him? Of course, tyre temperatures can be a problem around here, so you have got to look after your tyre temperatures, and following a driver very closely can also cost you those tyre temperatures. They can overheat a lot more. Ooh, that was BMG almost hitting the wall there. Yeah. I think I should have a lock at the door. Sorry. It's just people setting off fireworks. It's Diwali, so happy Diwali to anyone that does celebrate that. Oh, that's the Williams of David Storm nearly getting out of shape there in the final corner. Anyway, we'll go to Presto Evans, who's now going to have the DRS on Relic Nook. We'll go back to that battle between Saxman and BMG in just a second. But here comes Presto Evans now with DRS. Needs to make use of this before the track goes too wet and DRS is disabled. But around the outside, going to be late enough on the brakes. Relic Nook will try and keep it in there. They're fighting, but Presto around the outside. Good move. Can he hold on though? Because with the position Relic Nook's in, no, Relic Nook just ends up lighting him behind. But now he's got a great run up the inside here. Just has to yield in the end. But good driving between the two. Nice little battle there. Hampalexis is now in the pits for Inters as well. Jocko's in the pits. I wonder if he'll be putting on Inters. Wahlberg's out of the race. I must have missed that when I left. Don't know what's happened to him. Yep, Jocko's on the Inters as well. So maybe it's the time for the intermediate tyre. We're currently following the Saxman BMG battle for 6th place here. Check off LF4. Real F1's not as exciting as this Division 1 race is. So they continue to focus on this. It's more of a strategic battle, I think, in Mexico Grand Prix. Presto Evans is into the pits. Is that for the intermediate tyres? It is. And Relic Nook is also in as well. Oh, Gibby follow him in. Gibby does as well. So Gibby's putting the inters on. So Freeman and Pricey, have they been caught napping here? Only problem for CG Gibby is, I just looked down the pit lane and there's a lot of cars coming in behind him. Relic Nook there had to get held. Gibby's now going to get held quite a bit. Oh, look how costly that is. I think he's going to come out behind BMG. Yes, he is. Oh, that's a shame for CG Gibby. But that pit lane traffic has cost him a couple of positions there. We'll have to see his pace now in the wet. Can he get past the Red Bull driver? But I haven't seen the DRS be disabled yet, so it must be that definite crossover. So at the moment, without that DRS disabled, it's definitely got to be medium or the dry tyres that's still going to be quicker, which Pricey and Freeman are on. So the only saving grace for the intermediate tyre runners will be if, to be honest, if it just laps over another lap and Freeman and Pricey go around the pits one more time. Freeman out a little bit out of shape there, but I don't think I don't think it's wet enough yet for the intermediate tyres. It's still looking very light grey on the circuit. We saw it in Division 3 yesterday. It had to go a lot darker grey for that DRS to be disabled, and maybe a couple of the drivers here have just jumped a little bit too early. But we'll see with Freeman. Will he come into the pits now? He's definitely cruising round. Yeah, he is. He's pitting. Okay, so we'll probably see Pricey in as well. Oh, and he's crossed over the pit lane line there. Now, the stream caught that, so would we give penalties out for those kind of incidents? Did it? And that oh, Marrow! What's happened to Marrow? I think Marrow's hit the wall. Marrow has hit the wall. Missing a bit of his front wing. Pricey's also in for intermediates as well. Let's see where Presto, Relic Nook and Unlock come out. They all got stuck in a little bit of traffic in the pits as well, so that could play into the hands of Pricey here, who stopped longer. DRS is now disabled, so it is the perfect time. Presto and Pricey. Pricey does get out ahead of Presto Evans, so that work going longer has actually worked there for the McLaren driver. Now it's a straight fight to potentially what will be another pit stop and then probably the end of the race, whether it will be another pit stop for wet tyres or whether it will be another pit stop just for some fresh inters. We'll have to wait and see what the conditions get like in this race. Carlos Sainz making a nice move on Gasly. CG Gibby looking for a move. Not close enough. But Gibby, I think he's got some good pace here in the wet. Just needs to bide his time behind BMG. He looks to be quicker. Let's see if he can just catch BMG out. Shame for Gibby though, because you can see now that he's stuck behind BMG and he's 5 seconds off Relic Nook. So that was very costly for him. That pit stop instance there. Well, Marrow's in for another pit stop. That's his second of the race. Jocko's had 2 as well. Beard has had 2, but he finds himself in 9th, ahead of Hampalexis, who's actually rather close to the back of him as well. Presto's trying to catch. Presto's, yeah, has just picked up a penalty. That can also be a very key thing in this race. We saw a lot of penalties in Div 3 yesterday. A lot of penalties. And the one man that managed to pick up no penalties was all Zach. I don't think he gained any positions because of it. He was so far behind the driver in front. Did still pick up a good 4th place though. Picked up some good points. So potentially that's the thing to watch out for today as well, as penalties. Pricey though, I think he's gained a little bit of time there on our race leader, I feel, since coming out of the pits. I'm currently just riding on board with CG Gibby because he's rather close to the back of BMG. Keep an eye on Presto though. Oh, Gibby, almost a little bit out of shape there. Oh, BMG's picked up a penalty. Anyway, to Presto. Of course, no DRS on this straight now. You can just see he's not gaining enough there on Pricey to make a move. So we'll go back to Gibby. Is Gibby close enough to make a move? Will the slipstream be good enough here for him? You can just hear in my ear then the wheel spin he was getting out of that corner. With the obviously a lot harder to put the power down in the wet. You have to be feathering that throttle. So of course you run medium traction, and then you can kind of floor it more. Or if you want full traction, and just whack the throttle, and the game will do the rest for you. It's the same with braking. None of the ABS runners, they have to be very careful on the brakes in the wet. Careful not to lock up. Lock up, you can just go end up straight on. Of course, guys that do run the ABS can just slam the brake pedal. A little trick actually for you guys, if you do run ABS but you don't know, you may as well just shove your brake pressure on really high, because you're not going to lock up. So in the strategy, put in a little bit, maybe have a look at that. Might gain you a little bit of time. Vettel's pitted in the rear left one to give you an update. He's actually now behind Hamilton and behind Alexander Albon. Jocko's left the session. Don't know whether you can try and get him back in for a Storzy. He currently is 11th, 18 seconds off 10th. Really nice. I hope he's not just given up. It's with the wet, of course. Opportunities for anything to happen. Lovely, Jocko's back in the session and just needs to take control of his car. Well, load back in first. Oh, Gibby's now picked up a penalty as well. Oh, a little bit of on the curb there in turn 3 as well. Got him out of shape. I mean, at the minute though, I hate to say it, but the rain has kind of dulled down this race a little bit. It was looking really racy in the dry, and there was overtakes, and then obviously in the rain it's a lot harder to overtake. It's hard to overtake around Singapore in the dry, let alone in the wet, and that's kind of just nullified this race for a bit. But hopefully maybe with pit stops and maybe some strategy and maybe a little bit of bravery from some of the drivers, we'll see a little bit more entertainment. There is a couple of drivers that are a little bit too far away from one another. Anyway, gap at the top, 6.8 now. It's come down from around 7 seconds into 6 second mark. So Pricey trying to get a move on and catch Freeman in this race. Obviously Freeman with that 6 second gap, he's nearly gone back up to 7 seconds now. He's got that buffer, he can cruise around at the minute. You have to make sure you don't hit a wall. That'll be very, very costly. Current good news for CG Gibby though, even though he wouldn't be too happy after the pit stops and being caught up and having to wait. The good news for him is he's currently leading and is ahead of Hampalexis in this race, which I think should give him the position over Hampalexis in the championship. There's a nice little battle forming between them two for I think it's 4th place in the championship, so that's one to look out for. David Storm's in the pits. Don't know whether you can check for me, Dorsey, if there's a front wing going on there. Oh no, yeah. So that is actual strategic pit stop then. There is no front wing going on for David Storm. Hasn't made a mistake. He's actually going for the full wets here on lap 11. So he thinks it's wet enough. It really is. To be funny, so I've just gone back. Yeah, I've just gone on board with CG Gibby and it is bucketing it down. Yeah, he's going to gain massive amounts if it's right. Oh, Gibby! Very close to that wall then. Saw McLaren in that wall yesterday in qualifying. Don't want to see another one in a wall today. Presto though. We've been following Gibby around for a while. Let's have a go to Presto, because he's just got back within a second now, Pricey. I'm say you're going to need to be around 5 tenths, 4 tenths probably, really coming off onto a straight to overtake in the wet. Yeah, it is. Or medium at least, I think. Yeah. May give you a surprise bite the other day. See how easy it is, though, isn't it? Ooh, stay. I'm hoping you can't hear the fireworks outside. There we go. Lovely. Cheers. Cheers, neighbours. To be finished, it would be brilliant if they actually set the fireworks off when this race finishes, because then you get the full immersion. They'll just flipped it on from that. I really want that rule introduced next season. Presto doesn't make the move. Oh, they're in the pits, so it's wet time then. Pricey. Freeman's actually missed the trick here. We saw it in Germany, he put the wrong tyres on there, so let's hope he doesn't make the same mistake. But maybe these guys could gain a little bit of time here. Presto does get out ahead of Relic Nux Haas there that was coming into the pits. I thought we were going to have another incident with traffic. Presto's got ahead of Pricey. What's happened to Pricey? Oh, he must have. Is that going to cost CG Gibby now? CG Gibby's just sitting there. What, he's got... Oh, no, he's fine. Never mind. I was about to say... This game then, he was just sitting there then, and sometimes obviously with spectating it is a bit random with the pits, to be fair, but I tell you what, that's worked out a treat now for Presto, because he was not finding a way past Pricey. He was struggling to get close enough to make a move, but now he's ahead of Pricey with that little pit stop. Maybe I think Pricey had a penalty there, and possibly held. I mean, I had a penalty in the Division 2 race the other day. It was on lap 2. I literally hadn't cut a corner, hadn't had a warning all race, and then the first slight cut, instant 5 second. Very, very strange. And then I get held for 10 seconds in the pits without any other penalties. So this game at times can be very, very frustrating. Might be a little bit frustrating there for Pricey as well. But if he did have the 5 second penalty, and that's why he has been held. If he's just been held for no reason, then this game just baffles me once more. But it really is raining here. Really is. Freeman's got to come in, hasn't he? He's got to come in. Is he nearly crossed that white line again? Anyway, Freeman back out into the race. Let's see when the gap properly updates. Expect it to update properly by the end of the first sector, and we can kind of see what the time is. I think it's just going to keep coming down until it figures itself out. Might be set. Now it's around 6 to 7 seconds. So I know Freeman runs medium traction. Presto definitely doesn't run any traction. But medium traction is definitely an advantage for, I would say, in the intermediate conditions. But in full wet scenario, it kind of peters back the other way. Obviously, if you can get it right with traction, obviously without any traction control on, you've got that tendency to potentially spinning or crashing out. If you put down too much power, you have to control it and work it out properly that way. But we'll see if that is the case. Right, that's Freeman anyway. Been a bit of stream time now. There's been a lot of battles and close battle throughout this race, but it's just gaps have extended again. I tell you what, big gainer though at the moment in that pit stop fiasco again for the wets. BMG Sully is now he's within a second actually. Let's go to that. He's within a second of Relic Nook. Yeah, Beard is still on inters. Interesting. Is the rain getting lighter out there? The rain is getting a little bit light. How much? Let's keep an eye on that for me, Doors, to see if he's losing any time. But I tell you what, Relic Nook's struggling in these full wet conditions. I wonder if he's got a dry setup on. Because BMG now, Sully, is absolutely flying in these wet conditions. Oh, as he nearly loses it. Yeah, he is, yeah. He's losing a lot of time to Gibby, it must be said. He's getting a bit there now. Oh, VMG nearly hitting the back of Nook there. So gap to Beard to... It's... I don't know, yeah. Just for anyone wondering, I'm not talking to myself. I am actually talking to Dorsey, but sadly, we're not able to hear him because Twitch. Twitch glitch and whatnot at the minute with party not being able to include the audio. It's a bit frustrating. Jocko's left the session again. Well, just about to say Jocko's retired. I don't know if you can get back in Dorsey. Marrow's now retired. Marrow's retired. Sector 3. Is he just pulling into the pits and giving it? Or will we see his car in a wall? In just a sec. Oh, Gibby. Sideways through there then. There's the yellow flags, there's green flags. Maybe it was, but normally if you retire in the pits, it normally says 3s and Sector 1. But none of the sorts. Mara's just joined us. Mara, did you hit the wall, mate, or did you just give up? Oh, you hit the wall, okay. Well, that clarifies that one. Anyway. BMG versus no, BMG's gone. He's round and he's hit the wall as well. He's lost speed with front wing. He was showing some really good pace. He nearly lost it the previous lap there, but he's now actually finally lost it in turn 4 exit. And he's got a bit of front wing damage to go with. Beard boost is still out on intermediate tyres. Interesting call, but he's not. I mean, he's lost 2 seconds to Saxman over the last couple of laps, so he's losing time. But maybe he's hoping for it to go back to the intermediates. Anyway, time gap at the top is 5.4. Oh, Beard's hit the wall again. Sorry, Sully's hit the wall again. Sorry, Beard. You haven't hit the wall at all, mate. do apologise. Yeah, Sully, sorry. Sully's hit the wall, now has no front wing. But I just follow him round now, because he can be very treacherous in the wet. Braking with no front wing is very difficult, and then braking in the wet is very difficult, and then add the two together, and you have problems. Oh, and now he's got a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Okay, nice. Yeah, we'll hold him in the pits for 10 seconds. So, any indications that Codemasters have sorted their... oh, he's in the... oh, no, how is his tyre not popped off there? Oh, my. Anyway, Gibby's on the back of right now, but it's exciting just watching Sully try and bring it back to the pits here. Will he make it into... yes, he does, okay. He's absolutely fine into the grandstand there. We'll switch to Gibby though in a second. 5.1 at the top. 4 now, into the 4 seconds. So Presto's pushing. And BMG Sully keeps it within the limits there into the pits. Good job, that. And he ends up retiring anyway. Well, at least he's done the right thing. He's done it the right way and not just retired out on circuit, which would hit him with a 15-second penalty. So at least he knows the rules. And if you are just going to give up and retire, make sure you pull it into the pits first and then do it. That is allowed, but... here's CG Gibby anyway. Beard's still out on those intermediate tyres and now finds himself 17 seconds behind Gibby. So he's lost a lot of time in there. I swear it was only 9 seconds a couple of laps ago, but those inters are not working for him. They're really not. Reddick's really struggling with these wet conditions as well. He was looking okay when it was dry and intermediates was looking alright, but in the wet here he's now finding himself 12 seconds off the back of Pricey. And you can just see how costly it's been for Gibby as well. That pit stop held up now. He got stuck behind BMG on the inters. Then BMG actually looked like he got better pace on the wets, but now Gibby finds himself stuck behind another car. Let's see if he can make a move. Presto's in for intermediates. Oh, interesting call. Bold decision from Presto Evans. But the way Beard's been shipping time on the inters, that is a very interesting call. Did you say it's dry enough for inters, Dawson? I was going to say, it's throwing it down. No, is it actually getting lighter? Pricey, that's the man apparently to look at if you look on... oh, yes, yes! It was just on the pit straight when I was riding on board with Gibby. It was still throwing it down in that section of the track, and it still looks like it is. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Although, to be fair, it looks a lot lighter through this section here. There is still spots of rain out there, though. Look, cooling his tyres down, so maybe, yeah, that drier line is starting to form, and they're starting to struggle here with the wet tyres. We'll see if that decision from Presto Evans will pay off, though. It was coming down that gap to him and Freeman out in front. Oh, sorry, just taking off the side. But it was coming down at the front. Oh yeah, it is starting to increase. Beard's time to Saxman is increasing, but he did lose quite a bit. He's cut out a pit stop for himself, but I still think he's going to need to pit anyway, and I feel like it hasn't really worked for him. Yeah. Lando Norris is retired from Mexican Grand Prix. Yeah, they've just called him into the garage and up the ghost after that. No, they've just pulled him into the pits, and he was down in 20th. He was a lap behind everyone, so... Anyway, Relic Nook is in the pits now. Racer Freeman's in the pits for intermediates. Both McLaren drivers, he's key here, they've stayed out on the wet tyre. They are staying out on circuit. They think it's wet enough. There's Freeman on the left. Freeman is going to now be stuck behind Gibby. Oh, as he slides into turn one, trying to keep ahead of Freeman here. And he is actually, he's not as close as I thought it was going to be, but he is ahead. That could cause a problem now for Racer Freeman. I feel like I give him so much stream time to Gibby, but he's been the one battling quite a bit in this race, but now he finds himself 14 seconds on his teammate. Pricey now leads the race. If the rain gets heavier again, which maybe the McLaren drivers are hoping for, they cut out a pit stop, don't they? And they then have the track position. Here's Presto, though. He's 5.6 now behind Freeman, so pitting that lap earlier for the Inters hasn't really worked for him there. But we're going to ride on board with Freeman now, giving more stream time to Gibby as he's just in front. He's going to be loving it. But we'll see what the difference is. Is Freeman got more grip than Gibby is the question though now, which to be fair, it looks like yes, he has. Yeah, that's traction control. Just through that corner, you can see they've got the throttle floored. You've got a good exit there. It's just in these like corners where in the wet, you have to lift off if you don't have traction, and you can floor it if you've got the rest. Obviously, if you take too much speed, then you brake anyway. But look at this! Oh, Freeman trying to go for the move. In fact, this is actually playing back into Presto's hands though here, with Freeman stuck behind Gibby. I wonder if Gibby will go another lap. Price is in now, so maybe Gibby will come in as well. But 3.9 now the gap. Oh, Gibby! Will Gibby pit? Yeah, that on the last second he pits. So, Gibby pits from second place. That might lose him a lot of time though. Beard's on the back of Relic now. It's an interesting forward turn. Lewis Hamilton's leading the Mexican Grand Prix. I think Leclerc's 2-stopping. I don't know whether Lewis is 2-stopping. That's an update for you all. Verstappen's fought his way back from last place to 6th. But back to our race here. Gibby's now lost out of position to Beard as well, going longer. Some of the drivers at the back as well didn't gamble early on, try and gain some time. They have also stayed out on the wets. But Gibby, who was right behind Relic Nook when Relic pitted for his Inters, now finds himself almost 7 seconds off Relic Nook. You can see how much time he lost with being on the wrong tyre at the wrong time. There. Beard now with his old Inters is struggling. He's losing a little bit of time there to Relic instantly. But here's Presto Evans. How is he going along? A 3.1 second gap now to Freeman. 11 laps to go in this race. Is there an upset on the cards here? Freeman, who's been leading the whole race, dominated in qualifying. Will Presto be able to find through here? And what has the weather got in store for us as well? Are we going to end up going too dry at the end? Or are we going to have more rain? Or is it just going to stay like this? Intermediate conditions. Presto 2.7. It's coming down. Oh, Presto! As I say, it's coming down. Nearly loses it in the final corner. Middle of the race now, isn't it? 2.5's the gap. Pampalexis, who's still on the wets. Jocko, Phil, he's an AI car still, isn't he? Or is he back? He might be. Is he back in the session? Anyway, Valtteri Bottas on the back of Vettel in the real Mexico Grand Prix. It could be a Mercedes 1-2 here. Got to watch out for Leclerc, who's 2-stopping. Anyway, Hampalexis now puts the intermediate tyre on. finds himself in 9th place. Jocko now pits to get the intermediate tyre on as well. That Ferrari's so quick at a straight line. Oh, yellow flag's in sector 3. Who's in sector 3? Who could it have been? Beards lost a position to Gibby. When did that happen? Pricey has lost a bit of his front wing, so he has. 3rd place, running for price tag. He's got a bit of front wing damage here. Is he going to pit or is he going to carry on? He carries on round. He's going to live with it. Oh, it's massive amount of damage as well. Is he really going to stay with this? That's a brave move from Pricey. To stick with that. That is a massive amount of damage. I'm not sure for Pricey, maybe shedding positions though now. CG Gibby's past Beard. Will we see him catch back up to Relic Nook potentially? It was around 6 seconds, I think it was, I said, when he pitted at what the time he lost. Now it's 4.6, so watch out for that one. But our closest battle actually is now between the leaders, just about. Beard's a little bit off Gibby, just a 10th behind compared to this battle. Yeah. Good to see. Presto, I'll tell you what a drive this has been so far. Terrible qualifying, must say. But potential driver of the day if he can finish. And the icing on the cake really would be the race victory here. But we'll see what unfolds over the last 10 laps. A lot of people being locked in Mexico. Only got Whistler fireworks. Yes. Lewis Hamilton's been on his hard tyres for 33 laps. It's laps 37 out of 71. Vettel's behind him on 19 lap old hards. Bottas is 3rd on 20 lap old hards, and Leclerc's in 4th on 13 lap old hards. Lewis is trying to go long here. Unless they pit him again and play him into play on softs or something at the end. I feel like he's just going to be swarmed though. Anyway, gap at the top is still 2.1. It's so agonising for Presto because you can see the driver in front, but that makes you want to push even harder. But if you over push it in the wet, you will end up in a wall or losing time just in general. Overdriving the car in the wet is not a good thing. It must be so frustrating because you just see it in front. You know that you're quicker than him at the minute because you have been gaining on time on him. I mean, through that section though, you can see Freeman gains a lot of time there. Pointing out what gains in the time, but we will know. And he can lose time through sections like this where heavy traction zones. Red Bull have really dropped off in this race. Oh, he is, yeah. Pricey's lost loads of time. Surely it would have just made more sense to have pitted Pricey. Alexis in the pits once more. Look at the time. Relic Nook, I think it was 12 seconds or something, the gap or something. It's now 1.2. It baffles me, that one. It really does. And if you pit now, it's, unless he's thinking track position, it's really hard to overtake in the wet. It's Singapore, he's going to stay ahead anyway. look at how much more speed Relic Nut can take into the corners, unless he's trying to do his teammate a favour here as well. Get his teammate by, then his teammate can just create the buffer, back Relic Nut up, give Pricey a bit of breathing room. But I tell you what, I think there's going to be overtake here. Look at this. This is the kind of distance you need to be. As Pricey just jumped ahead a little bit there, but here you go, side by side, tries it round the outside. He's got to remember the car on the inside could understeer with the front wing damage. Was that a little bit of contact between the two? Was that Relic Nut just getting a little bit stuck on the curb there? Pricey's still holding it in. Fair play to Pricey. He's trying to fight back here and looks like he's going to hold on to the position for now, but a little bit of an undercut and a swoop underneath there from Relic Nut. Can he get the traction? No, he's not going to be... Well, unless he goes for it. He goes for it down the inside. There's contact between the two of them, and he's kind of forced that overtake, I must say. What do you say, does he? A little bit forced. Pricey. I presume Pricey will just get out of the way now for his teammate. He's got to. Yeah, he's got to. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's good team orders. Yeah, give it to do it earlier on. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, gap at the top, 1.6. Hold on. What's going on here? Yeah, Gibby could be on for a podium here. He's only 1.5 behind Relic Nook as well. But we're going to go back to the leaders because this is closer to it has been. Anyone's been to Freeman since lap 1. Bearing in mind 4 position as well, of course. Gibby was holding Freeman up a little bit when they were pitting for wets and inters and whatnot. But it wasn't. It was for position, but you know, just with the strategy, it really wasn't. Pricey's now in the pits. I don't know, that seemed like a stupid... He had like a lot of time to the drivers behind. Yeah, he could have just pitted, changed his front wing, come out ahead of Beard. He would have been out ahead of Beard and could have then tried to push back up to Gibby and Relic Nut. Beard is in as well. I mean, yeah, 18 lap old hard. Softs, inters, whatever they are. I'll get it right in the end. Oh, look at them. They're like slicks. They look like slicks. Don't know whether anyone saw them there. It was just lying behind one of the mechanics there in the background, but we switched to that. But they were just slicks. There was no groove left on the tyres there. Saxman, anyway, has just come out behind. There's Jocko's car that's getting out of the way nicely. But yeah, Gibby on the back now. There's the battles are starting to get back in now. Gibby's there. Presto's almost there. He's within touching distance, but he's not close enough to try to move. Now we've got Price, who's just come out of the pits, and he's got Saxman for company. And Beard, who's just pitted, has now just come out behind David Storm. So there's 5 battles now in contention across the field. And I tell you what, you know, this race is starting to kick back off again towards the end. You see some good overtakes, some brave moves maybe. Might need to be as well. I must say that move that Relic did was brave though, you know, to go up the inside, to hope that Price didn't really just turn in on him. Maybe a little bit forced, but he didn't exactly push Pricey off the track and into a wall, did he? You know. So I say. Maybe Gibby might want to return the favour to Relic Nut that just dived down the inside of his teammate. Then again, you want to be applauding the overtakes, don't you? They didn't put one another in a wall, but here you go, CG Gibby. Look at this. This has got to be close enough now. Will it be round the outside? Will it be up the inside? Relic Nut defends the inside now. Did gain a lot of time towards the end of the straight. I think it was just as Gibby knocked down his ERS into a lower. ERS mode, but nothing showing that time round, but he was a lot closer. Nook's got 70, did you say 73? 73 RS, Gibby's up at 90 odd, nearly 100 there, so he's got a lot to use, but of course, in the wet, you don't really use it that much because that ERS is more deployment to get you out of the corners, and in the wet, if you're dumping a load of deployment out of the corners, you get a lot of wheel spin. So normally you don't really use the ERS that much in the wet. That's where we're seeing the drivers being able to, well up in the 90s, up in the 70s and whatnot, and saving quite a bit, but Presto Evans is within a second. I want to flick that to that back, but I just feel like this time Presto's not close enough just yet, but Gibby maybe this time round with the pit straight will be close enough. Whether the Freeman though will feel the pressure and may make a mistake, you never know. It is in the wet, very tricky conditions, and the drivers so far are driving exceptionally well, I must say. I think we've only had one retirement from crashing into the wall in the wet here. That's this is why they are the Div 1 drivers, you know. They are, yeah, it is, mate. They are the bib boost versus David Storm. Something's going on here. Let's fix that bib down the inside. Storm realises that side by side. Good move from Beard there, but a good bit of respect from David Storm, realising that Torosso is going to come to the inside of him there. Gave him a bit of the room. No contact between the two of them. Good driving from the two there, must say. And Beard now on these fresh inters is back up into 7th. But we go back to Gibby. Is Gibby close enough this time to make a move? No, he's not. He's actually further back than what he was the lap before. But Gibby got a good exit there, though. Oh, and Relic has gone wide. Will this be Gibby's chance? Can he do a switch under, which is what Relic did to his teammate, and then go down the inside of the next corner? I'll tell you what, if he can get good traction now, will he go for it? Will he be brave enough? Relic kind of gives that little weave across to say, you ain't coming up the inside here. Once more, Presto's lost a bit of time to Freeman, so Freeman starting to bring those tyres back to himself there. Of course, Presto's tyres are a lap older, so he's possibly feeling a little bit more wear than Freeman is. As they start to reach those double figures, though, the inters in the tyre, in the laps they've done, they do start to degrade a little bit. We saw it with, Beard did an incredible job, 18 laps on the inters. They were basically slick tyres by the end of it. How he didn't put it in a wall, I do not know, but exceptional driving from him. Could have been a cost decision, but he's still in 7th. Maybe he can catch his teammate with a fresher inters. 10 seconds though behind Saxman. He is. We've only got 4 laps remaining in this race, but look at Gibby, very, very close here. Complexus has got past Jocko for 9th place. Well, Gibby's got a good run this time. Will he challenge him down into turn 1? Gibby, come on, turn your rear ass up. It's down in 1, mate. You could have had a move up there the inside then. What was he laughing at me, were you? Let's whack that ERS up, Gibby. Let's go for it. Come on. Let's make a move here. Let's give us a bit of entertainment in the last couple of laps. You're right there. He was closer on the pit straight. He was closer on the pit straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough once more. Relic's just disappearing on that straight. Oh, Gibby, here we go. Here we go. Got a good exit. Relic's got to be running lower down course than Gibby here, because Gibby is exceptional through the corners at the minute. And I mean, dry set is still 11-11 wins. I mean, depending on who I use them, but yes, same. Gibby's almost pushing him through the corners here. He's right there, but just in the way, it's so hard to overtake. I mean, how he's not hitting the back of Relic is another thing, to be fair, but he's exceptional. Just wanting to whack it up into overtake. Go on, go for the move. The pit straight looks like the opportunity down into turn 1. Oh, as he gets a little bit out of shape there. I feel like I've just been on Gibby for this whole stream. I generally do. Yeah, the rain is actually, hardly any rain coming down now. I don't think the track's going to dry up in 3 laps, though. And I think Presto's gained... To be fair, he's done really well from where he started, to be only a second behind Freeman. If he'd have started in a higher position, potentially he could have won this race. Penalties, you never know, might change things towards the end. But I think I've definitely seen Presto's name pop up in the bottom left more than Racer Freeman's. Gibby, is he close enough this time? As we talk about penalties, Price picks up one. He finds himself 30 seconds off his teammate now. Just not pitting for that front wing has really cost him in this race. 3 laps to go anyway. Will Gibby find a way past Relic Nook here in the final 3 laps to claim a podium position? Unless Gibby knows that he's got less penalties than Relic. That could be the other option, and he's not risking it. And here's me, Dorsey, shouting for him to go for a move. But Rain has stopped, yeah, rain has stopped. 3 laps, I don't think it's going to go dry enough for dries. Price is in. Price is going for the dries? He's going for the dries! He's gone to the softs, he's taken the gamble on the last 3 laps. I mean, if it is the right call, he will gain a lot of time. The difference when you actually do get those dries on and get it right, you gain so much time, but that's a bold one. Look at the spray, there's loads of spray still. He's probably about 5-6 laps away from going dry this circuit in a minute. But now he finds himself down in 8th place, which would have been a 5th place and some good points hauls for McLaren. He's gone for the gamble. You can't fault the gamble, but anyway, I'm focusing on this battle here between Gibby and Relic Nook, and in fact our 2 race leaders are a lot closer. Here is this battle. Freeman, who's held on to the lead for this whole race other than when he's pitted, finds himself now under threat with 2 laps to go in this race. Presto Evans, who started down in 12th position. Got to be driver of the day. He just needs to bring it home though now. Can he go for this race lead though? In a straight line here, he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. The track is actually getting a lot drier right there, but you can see Pricey actually has lost more time today with Storm than what he had when he came out of the pits. But Presto, will we see a move on the last lap, or can he get it done on this lap? That'll be the question now. Gibby's dropped to a 2nd off Relic Nook. I think Gibby might know that Relic's got more penalties or something, because he has been right there, and on that pit straight as well, he definitely had a chance of going down into turn 1, but was running in low ERS and not taking Presto, looking up the inside. I don't think that was the move. That'll lose him time though now as well. Yeah, look at that, he's lost a lot of time there.
Tell you what, Mercedes have pulled a masterclass with Lewis here with the 1-stop. No, he had to win. I think Bottas had to finish like 5th or lower or something. But Hamilton actually had the fastest lap as well. And Bottas currently is 3rd.
Yeah, I think this might be over now. Presto went for that lunge into the hairpin, and I think that was just overcooking it a little bit. The track is very dry though. But we had dry at the start of the race though, didn't we? We had a proper dry track. So you've got to put that into the equation as well. So, fastest lap. Yeah, he's right. But when it's a damp track and just drying out, it's a lot slower than just a normal dry track, even on hards. Presto's tyres, I think, have gone here. I think Racer Freeman takes this one and less penalties change it. Gibby, who feels like he's been stuck behind Relic Nook now for the whole race, but he hasn't. Gibby's been in a battle. Yellow flag in sector 2. Saxman? No, Saxman's not in there. Sector 2. Maybe Pricey. Is Pricey at a wall? No, he's sliding through the corners though. He's enjoying himself. And Palexis? No, absolutely fine. I don't know what they were for. Anyway, I'm going to follow our race leader out round for the final lap here. He hasn't put a foot wrong really. Hasn't had to battle anyone. The only time he was really close to a car that was in front of Presto, nearly losing it in the background, was when he got stuck behind Gibby when it was pitting from the wets back to the intermediate tyres. But he's been in control. I mean, the qualifying lap alone, really, you would say, probably deserves a race victory to go along with it. It was an incredible lap into the 34s, 34.8 I believe it was. But Presto now, I think he understands. Was it a 34.7 doors he's saying in my ear? So even better than I thought it actually was. It was that good of a lap, to be fair. 5/10 quicker than the man that qualified in second. But Freeman's not put a foot wrong in this race. Will come home to win the Singapore Grand Prix. Fireworks go off. Presto Evans doesn't take the victory off him. He had too many penalties anyway. But can Gibby? If they are level on penalties, can he make a move here? in the final couple of corners. I don't think he's going to be close enough. It would be very, very brave. But we'll see. Maybe that's what Gibby's been looking for. Watch out for the frame rates. Those the fireworks go off. Jocko finishes 9th. Hampalexis drops down to 10. Gibby through the final corner. Loses it. And they were level on penalties as well. So maybe that move down in the, I was screaming out for him to do down into turn 1. Could have been the deciding factor there. Saxman, I feel like it's been quite a lonely race for him. I don't really think I've shown him that much, but lonely race nevertheless. But looking to be a 5th position here, and some good points for him and Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso in the joint constructors actually trying to go for 3rd place. They're in a battle with Mercedes and Racing Point, I believe it is. So that will help them out in that, that's for sure. But here comes Saxman up to the line, nearly loses it. Well, finishes in 5th. His teammate now, Beard, will come up to the line to take 6th place. DRS has been enabled, so Pricey got his wish in the end. It's a shame that didn't actually come a couple of laps earlier. That would have been nice to have seen them back on the dries right at the last. But hectic race with the weather conditions. We went from dries to inters to wets, back to inters, and almost dries at the end. David Storm finishes home in 7th. Some good points for him and Williams. They need those points. Pricey putting on a show on his dry tyres. I don't think that was the right call though for Pricey. He just lost the 5th place there basically, really. And picks up another penalty as well for his troubles. Lewis Hamilton's won the Mexican Grand Prix from Vettel from Bottas. Oh, Pricey! And reverses across the line in style. That has been the Singapore Grand Prix then. An eventful race, I must say, to be fair. Anyway, here's the classifications then from the Singapore Division 1 race. Just 4 seconds over an hour, so really long and testing race for the drivers there in the wet. But Race of Premium wins from Presto Evans, who I must say has to be driver of the day. Started 12th, finishes 2nd. Really good drive from him. Sadly, he picked up a penalty and couldn't end up trying to challenge Freeman just at the end there for an overtake. But Relic with a good drive, 3rd place for him. Mr. Consistent once more. CG Gibby, ups and downs in that race. Had some good pace, got held in the pits by a bit of traffic that was a little bit costly for him. He finishes 4th. Saxman, another one with a really good drive, 11th to 5th, so congratulations to him. 5th place, good points for him. Beard finishes 6th, David Storm 7th, Pricey, really race of what could have been for him. 8th place, Jocko 9th, Hampalexis 10th, and then BMG Sully was our first retirement. Actually picked up 23 seconds worth of penalties in that, and then there was a couple more that were retired. Just missed them, but congratulations to the top 3 anyway. Presto picks up driver of the day, and that has been